Wanna go? Kiss? Welcome back to another training vlog. This is Monday. Monday is a bank holiday in Ireland, or this particular Monday. So I was coaching some in-person CrossFit classes this morning, which I hadn't done in a very long time. So I was back in the gym, 2 nice big classes, 2 full capacity, I think 20 people in each. So it was great. They were doing some squats, they were doing strict presses, push presses, and then a workout at the end with plenty of running and burpees in it. So I definitely wasn't envious of them at that. Murples is back. Woo! Today's squats are very simple, 3 sets of 10 at around 105 kilos. This is going to be a very much no fluff session. So I just finished coaching, went to grab the coffee and some pastry or a cakey bready thing. And now I'm just going to warm up. So today is going to be the most efficient of efficient sessions, and we'll talk to you in a bit. So with efficiency in mind, the cool down for the final class today, for the 10 a.m. class, was actually a warm up for my squat. So some quad stretching, some hip stretching, some shoulder work. So it actually worked quite well. If you ever see, if you ever have things in your cool down mobility work that you're wondering, I wonder why the coach put that in there. Maybe it's because they're training straight away after. So I feel quite good. I feel quite limber. I like to do the warm-ups with the classes, or some of the movements with the classes. Just kind of feeling my way through, particularly when I'm training afterwards. It's good. Loosens everything up, lets me know if there's anywhere I need to do some extra work on. You good boy. So of course I forgot to bring my belt with me, but one thing about a good gym setup is that everyone leaves their gear here, which makes it useful. I'm going to borrow one of the lads' belts. It's also useful for anyone who's wondering what weightlifting shoes to buy. It's one of the most common questions we get when we're doing shoe reviews and stuff, and people will ask, what shoe do you think I should get? What shoe would be best for long-legged lifters, or people who don't have great ankle mobility, or people who have wide feet? What shoe should I buy? My biggest piece of advice is, and obviously this isn't applicable to everyone, but try and find a gym where you have a lot of people who own weightlifting shoes. Most CrossFit gyms, or a lot of CrossFit gyms, will be like this, particularly the competitive ones. Try and find somewhere like that, or a powerlifting gym. Train there once or twice a month, and I guarantee you, if somebody has a pair of shoes that you like and you say, oh, you're kind of the same size as me, do you mind if I try those on, or do you mind if I borrow those for a few sessions? It's the best way to find the shoes that suit you best. It's very, very difficult to go online. Firstly with sizing, but more so than sizing, it's the actual effectiveness of the shoe, the relative heel height, how wide the toe box is, how well supported the heel is. Everything like that makes a massive difference. So it can be really useful if you're, obviously a lot of us train in our home gyms as well, and so it's not always applicable, but maybe once a month you go to a different gym, and then it can be really useful. So I know, right, that going empty bar for some reps, 60 kilos for 3 reps, 100 kilos for 3 reps, and then doing my sets of 8 at 105 is not the most intelligent thing. And if I had somebody in class this morning who wanted to warm up like that, clearly they wouldn't have been allowed to warm up like that. But you do take certain liberties when you've done these training cycles so many times, and you've done so many of these squat sessions, that I kind of know what I can get away with. And also, as long as I don't do it every time, I'll be good to go. Now, set 1. In terms of cues or things I'm looking out for today, my big one is just consistency across the sets. So consistency with the speed, consistency with the position, making sure I'm not going hell of a lot deeper on certain ones than on the others, making sure I'm not dive bombing later sets. I'm going to do the same as always on these, where I'm going to do the first 5 reps with just a short break in between, and then basically do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at a standard pace. So it's not quite a 1 breath for the 5, but much faster pace for the first 5, and then break it up after that. And the last thing today is just going to be really concentrating on where my foot, or where the pressure in my foot is. So these shoes aren't great for squatting, but generally speaking, I'm not great at squatting. So I like to make sure I'm not going way back onto my heels, and make sure I'm not going way forward onto the ball of my foot. Just try and stay centered as much as I possibly can. So 1 more set to go. Everything's feeling great, which it probably should be, due to the fact that my starting 1RM going into the program was 70 kilos before max. And so today we're kind of into the 3rd week. We're still on 10s. It's much more volume at the start, or sorry, much longer volume phase at the start of this RTA 2.0, which is enjoyable. It feels good. To be honest, it kind of matches up a bit better with some of the interim goals I have as well. So I want to hit 200 kilos for 10 reps at some point in this cycle. So obviously that's not within this block at all, but maybe halfway through to the next block, we'll see how it's going. And yeah, like I've hit 190 for 10 as far as I remember. I've done 180 for 10s a lot. And I've attempted 200 for 10 more than once. Got 6 or 7 reps the first time. I can't remember what I got the second time, but it's definitely one of these goals that's kind of just hanging on for a while. So it'd be nice to tick that off. And obviously it would do no harm for my work capacity either. In terms of the running stuff, running's going quite well this week. did some more kind of trail running with the dogs after last week's training vlog. So that's going well. Did one 3K just on the road. And everything is going grand, to be honest. My running shoes are goosed at this point. Those Nike, these have done 2 training blocks now, and they're haggard. A lot of mileage, but also just a lot of general wear and tear, a lot of dog chewing. So I must get a new pair of running shoes soon enough. Shoes for the mile is an interesting one, because obviously a lot of people wear spikes, but then most people who are just training for a mile will, like I'm doing a lot of 3Ks and 5Ks and stuff, so I'm obviously not going to do most of my training in spikes or kind of middle distance track shoes. I'm going to be doing most of my training on the road. So I need something with a bit of extra give, something more similar to a long distance running shoe. So I need to look into those. If anyone has any suggestions, they'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, generally speaking, everything is great. Going shooting after this, so we have some fallow deer to take out of a certain place. Hey, how are you doing? That's why my shoes are goosed. Last set. That's it, let's go. One thing bodybuilding has given the world is no end of cringy sayings and catchphrases. Should really get a little vest for Murphy that says emotional support dog, or high volume support dog, or work capacity squats support dog. He's a good boy. Another session done, nice, easy, quick one. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you want to see these training programs and many, many more, Seek a Strength app, both the Apple iStore and the Google Play Store. It's available, you can trial it for free. You can see what the programs are like. You don't need to commit to anything. Go and take a look. Thank you.